Hey guys, Tara here. Welcome back to another round of the F1 2018 Classic Car Championship with me in the 2006 Renault, this time for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Because after the power track for Austria for round 4, decided to go for more of a technical circuit, which should give the advantage back to the more modern cars. So anything really that's older than what my car is, because my car is pretty much terrible everywhere really, but once again, I'll say it every time. This is definitely the best, well, it's definitely the best sounding grid of all time, but probably the best looking grid, best starting grid of all time as well. So it'll be the 2007 Ferrari taking pole by quite some margin over the Brawn, with the Red Bull in third. We get fourth, although 1.5 seconds off the pace, with the Williams in fifth, then the 2008 McLaren and the 2004 Ferrari in seventh, with the 92 Williams once again taking honours in C2 ahead of the 96 Williams and then the McLaren. So the McLaren, it's got a bit of work to do. I mean, we know it's easily race pace, the fastest thing here, but it's still got quite a bit of catching up to around a track like this as well. Also, the Hungarian track, it's Monaco without the barriers, so this little 1972 Lotus here, although this is the formation lap, it's not going to be going much faster than that it is right now then, when we actually get onto the race. So starting from P4, right behind the Red Bull, but by the time we get into turn 1, probably by the time I actually cross the start-finish line myself, I'm probably going to be in about 20th place. Honestly, I'm not expecting to go anywhere, so because I've tried it, low revs, high revs, this car just doesn't move in first gear. So I'm expecting that McLaren, the Williams, both Ferraris as well, they're going to shoot straight past me as soon as we get onto the red lights. I'm going to be probably in the mix with all of those C2 cars once again when I come into the 5 red lights. Lights out and away we go for the Hungarian Grand Prix. We've gone absolutely nowhere once again. Why am I still kind of surprised about that? Look at this. This is my view, how I saw it. Everyone is shooting past me. That's probably one of the most demoralising things. But now we're on the inside line there for turn 1. We're going to try to keep it inside there. McLaren's going for a dive inside the Ferrari. Leads the direct pass. She goes across us. We've T-boned the Ferrari, make contact. So have we got any damage from that? We have to let the Ferrari go. So I don't want to make a move like that, even though it is such a slower car than us. And then being hounded now by 2 McLaren Hondas. Coming behind us now into turn 2. We still just managed to keep from them. I mean, we've got so much more downforce on those McLaren, so we should have kept it. For now, looking in the back now over the Ferrari. There's not going off there. Well, then we can pull side by side now with the 95 Ferrari. Now we can put side by side now up into the next corner. We're going to blast right around the outside, use our downforce advantage that we have over that Ferrari 2 advantage. But have we got any damage though from that contact with that Ferrari? It doesn't look like it. Looks like somehow we escaped damage. I know what the Ferrari was thinking. Left the door wide open and then just completely 90-degreed it into the apex, thinking that I wasn't going to be there. Either way though, we'll win 8th place in class and 10th place, actually 11th place overall. We've still got the 2 Williams here. Of course the McLaren in front of us as well. We're now all over the back though. All the Williams we have to go slowly here through the second and third stage here. Not really any overtaking opportunities. Now getting a good run here in the Williams. Pulling out to the inside, going to be side by side now. We're going to dive it up the inside line, use our good downforce to our advantage. Of course we've got, well, we're 10 year near the car than the 96 Williams. Albeit with regulation changes and whatnot, so we've still got a lot more downforce on the car because we're much more developed anyway. Now we're now around the final corner. We've actually got quite the battle brewing already up in front of us. We've got the 98 McLaren already onto the back now of the 92 Williams, although the Williams have took pole for every race so far. It really just doesn't have the race pace to back it up. Coming now then into turn 1, the Williams defensive inside line. The McLaren's going to try and stick it around the outside line. The Williams goes a bit wider because we take a compromised line through turn 1, but it looks like he's just going to about hold it in front. Yeah, you can see all the C1 cars just blasting away. There's what's that, about 4 second gap already in one lap to that Williams, so we're going to be losing that much time on this lap as well, because I'm sure we're not going to be able to find a way past these 2 cars yet around this half of the lap anyway. And the Williams actually pulled away a little bit through the corner, so it's surprising really that Williams was one of the most technologically advanced cars of its time, although it's basically just, I think a HRT was more advanced than that Williams if you put them side by side today. And then coming up now into the chicane now into the second half now. There's a bit of a lock there from the Williams, so the Williams feeling the pressure, feeling the presence of that McLaren, because the McLaren is such a faster car. I'm not really all that surprised. No, it's still the fight for C2. The honours in C2 for the best car there is still between those 2 cars, so any advantage you can take now could prove critical later on. Actually, there's a car, sorry, actually the car pulling on the side of the track. I'm sorry, it was red. I don't know which Ferrari that is. I think it's easy. Well, it's red. It has to be one of the Ferraris. Daniel Jones, because the names mean nothing because they could change race to race. But now then, that gives us a place at least, and with my point system anyway, every point could be critical. All over the back though of the McLaren now, coming up now to the final corner once again, going to try and hold it now around the outside. McLaren going to use our downforce to be side by side now with that McLaren Mercedes. We just managed to pull it from there up the inside line. Now there's going to be V10 power versus V8 now, gaining in the solution though on the back of that MP4. 13 goes defensive to the inside line. Now the Fernando again going to dive around the outside now, could pull it out as late as possible. It gets blocked in there by the Williams. That's now going to be side by side now on corner exit with that McLaren. Now the McLaren with that Mercedes V10 just about able to put in front of us. We're now then taking for another dive. We just have a little bit of a look there just to fill up the mirrors there of that McLaren, just to let him know that we're there. And we definitely need to make it move past. Although one of the Ferraris is out of the race, that doesn't really mean a lot because we're ahead of two of them in the championship. That's either the 2002 or 2004 Ferrari out, because the 07 one is a bit further up in front and he's actually going for a dive here on the side of the McLaren. We're catching napping there because I cannot afford to be stuck behind that McLaren Mercedes for any longer than a half bit. Since he kind of need to get past the Williams, we need to get past it, and now then you can try and get past the Williams now, but through this second sector of the lap here, we are just going to have to step behind it, although the McLaren is actually still fairly close to us behind it. We've not dropped it yet, although this is still behind this Williams, because Williams is causing a bit of a train really. Although the 96 Williams has already dropped off the face of the earth, so it really is, if we can get past this Williams, then we should be able to try and chase down after a few. He'll go for a dive on the side of the Williams once again. This Williams just leaves the door wide open. He's going to stick it around, that's how you use that. He has the racing line to his advantage now. We can try and stick it now around the outside of the Williams now. In second, let's go and get a bit of wheel banging there. Williams leaving them just about as much space as we have to. Now they're coming up now to the final corner. They're going to try and stick it around the outside line, but they just can't hold it. They have to tuck in there. Even with some good downforce on that car for what was back in 1992, it's still nothing compared to our Renault, and especially nothing compared to this McLaren Mercedes right behind it once again. That McLaren now getting in the back of it, coming now into turn one once again. The Williams against defensive. Of course, that Williams, it also has a V12. It's not as advanced as the V10 in the back of that McLaren, but it's still a bigger and really should be more powerful engine. So I don't really see any way that McLaren anytime soon is actually going to get past the Williams. So the Williams could be on for a, well, it'd be a hard fought victory in C2 if they can hold it. And the 96 Williams isn't that far down. So if these two keep battling like they are, then the 96 Williams could bring itself back into play. But now coming into the heart now of this lap, and still through here is going to be where the Williams can just sort of relax, because there's nothing else that's going to catch up to it anywhere through this sector. Now looking a bit further on, you've got the McLaren Mercedes MC1 with a puncture there on the front left. This McLaren, it's not had the best of championships. I mean, it's been fairly average for what I expected since the 07 Ferraris up there in the championship. I sort of expected the McLaren, which should be a faster car because it's 1 year newer. Now it's going to come into the pits now then for a tyre change, of course, since it's only a 25% race, so about, what's that, 12-13 laps usually. No one else has to make a pit stop, so this McLaren, of course, is going to drop out of all the C1 battles. Now it's going to be back in the mix of C2, maybe even C3, because I don't know how long it's had a puncture for, so if it's been crawling around for most of a lap, then it may find itself somewhere near last place. And then it gets a fresh set of tyres, although the tyre wear actually isn't actually anything really noticeable, so you could do a whole race really on one set of tyres, although the tyres will be wearing out. You won't really notice a grip level difference. Now as it comes out now into turn one in an absolute no man's land of its own. I don't even know, is there a car? Well, there's going to be cars in front of it, but I don't know if there's any cars behind it for position. This is the car in front of it. I think this is the 91. Is that McLaren Honda? So McLaren, but it's way down now in the mix of C2. Now then onto lap 8, so coming on to lap 9, coming up to the halfway point now of the Grand Prix, catching up now to Izumi. I'm pretty sure Izumi's in the 2002 Ferrari, so it's the 2004 which is out of the Grand Prix. 2004, which really should be the fastest car here, but it's really not been showing that so far. Look at that monstrous V10 in the back of that Ferrari, just powering away from us. We've got so much more downforce through the corners. Of course, that is the advantage that we have in this Renault over the cars older than us. But that monstrous V10 gets so much just raw acceleration out of the corners. Well, if the top speed might not exactly be there for them, but still, consider the corners here, and we're going to have to make probably like another dive like we did on the McLaren. But now they're coming up now into the chicane now, so we're catching up to a C3 car. And we know how much the C3 cars love to not get out of the way. Catching it here through the best point in the lap for us, but the worst point in the lap for that Ferrari. You can see even we're still catching because we're getting dirty out the back of that slow car in front of it. And now it actually gets handled into for a dive now on the inside. We side by side now. The Ferrari making me actually it's one of the Ferraris that's holding up the new one as well. Now then the 2002 Ferrari can try and do anything now, coming into the third sector of the lap. Of course, we got past now, we can try and pull a little bit of a gap in this little bit of time that we've actually got to it now as you come now around the final few corners now, pulling away a little bit from the 2002 Ferrari. Coming now into the final corner, this is where we need to try and pull a little bit of time through here as well. You need the good downforce of the R26, because I'm pretty sure down this straight, you know, the Ferrari's behind me. You see how much it's gaining so quickly, it's going to have us for dead. Going to turn 1, we have to go defensive to the inside line, but does it make any difference? The Ferrari might even clear us before turn 1. Actually, huge lock up though, double lock up there from the Ferrari, runs out wide. Going to manage to scamper away a little bit, but now it's going to put that power down, that monstrous power that it possesses once again. We're going now into turn 2, we're ahead of the Ferrari though. Now the rest of the lap is all just corners, so it's going to be the bit of the lap now that favours us, and now we can try and pull away from the F2002. Although he's still got that monstrous power, but he's not going to be able to use it here through this second and third sector of the lap. And we're keeping the gap pretty equidistant so far. Moving a bit further on, looking a battle further up front here, we've got the 2007 Ferrari, which I'm pretty sure can't surely still be leading the race after the start he got. And then you've got a bit of a battle in front there, you've got C3 and C2 car going at it, and you've got one of the Lotuses here, going really slowly now, holding up the 2007 Ferrari here. And now then, can you make a move to the to me? Here comes the Williams going to be 3 wide, going to be side by side. On the inside now, on the front. The Williams going to try and give a bit of a locker there, but he downs it on the inside line. Going to try and keep it now side by side. Just pretty much reminiscent to Mika Hakkinen and Michael Schumacher at the 2000 Belgian Grand Prix, where they went either side of Minardi, I'm pretty sure it was. Now then, around the final corner now, can be side by side of the Ferrari, going to use our good downforce to try and hold it out around the outside line, which it does, it pushes out back in front. But look at this monstrous BMW V10 power, going to go, he sets it into the Ferrari, smash into the back of the 95 Ferrari, still the head there of the driver was looking at the 2007 Ferrari, not the 95 one in front of it. Could that be, is that the ultimate Ferrari team tactics? The slower one stays in front of the Williams, so it just destroys half its front wing. See that, literally now, it does only have half a front wing. And now then, surely, it's going to have to pit for a front wing change. And then, no, we're still going to have that good straight line speed though. Actually, might be even faster now in straight line with less drag on it. But through the corners, it's going to be an absolute dog now in this Ferrari. It's going to have a dive bomb surely to get back past. It needs to clear it because it'd be so much quicker if we could actually get past the Williams. Now then, coming now into the chicane. Actually, there's another Ferrari in front of it. I think that's the 90... Or was that, no, it'd be the 79 Ferrari. Actually, the 95 Ferrari behind isn't actually falling too far away. So now the BMW Williams has just made itself effectively a C2 car, really, with how slow it's going through these corners. Now they're catching up now to the C3 Ferrari. Is that Ferrari going to get in the way once again to smash everyone from me? No, that Ferrari gets out of the way. Now they're coming into the final sector of the Williams, though. Still holding it in front, though, of that Ferrari. But can you hold it now for the remainder of the race? Because still about, what, another 7, 8 laps of this race yet to go. Now then, you're coming now to the final corner. It's going to be where the Williams feels the damage. You're going to be feeling the damage really around every single corner. But the damage on the left side, so when the corner's where it goes right, is where it's going to be feeling the damage most. And now down this straight, can the Ferrari do anything against the monstrous BMW V10? Actually, the Ferrari's not falling too far back. So the Ferrari, even though it's got a V8, is getting some pretty good speed in it, actually. So that 2007 Ferrari not looking too shabby. And now then, on to lap 12. We're still in an absolute no man's land of our own. We've pulled away from Izumi. But we've not made any impression really on the cars in front of us. Even with the damage on that Williams, it's still just too far in front of us now. By this point, it would be easily lap there. The 76 McLaren, which I'm pretty sure that one is. You know, it's a C3 car, which is all that matters, and we've actually got a C2 car. So we've got another McLaren. There's so many McLarens in this championship, and only one of them's leading their class or overall as well. The 98 one. Now, coming up to it, I think this is the 88 McLaren, the all-conquering one, as it was of that year. Now, I'm going to try and put a kind of ladder. We hit off half a throwing. What's this McLaren doing? Just parking it in the middle of the road, trying to pull out of the way. But we're catching so quickly in this newer car that anything that isn't the C2 car or the 98 McLaren is going to be so much quicker than it. And now we've got half a front wing. You can see there, it looks a lot different to what it does on the left side. And we're going to be just going heavily through the corners. And we need to try and keep this car on track now, because this is the advantage that we have over the Ferrari behind us, the F2002, is that we pull away through the corners, so the straight line speed deficit, it's nowhere near us to make that up. If I keep driving on track, I genuinely can't keep this car on the track. I'm 1.3 seconds down through one sector on my best lap, which of course is nowhere near the best lap of the race. That'll be either the Brawn or probably the Red Bull, actually, given the track that we're on. Now we've got a bit of a gap though to the Ferrari behind us, and we've also got 5 laps of this race left to go. We need to try and keep this, because every place in this championship matters, and running away through the final corner, once again, you just can't keep the car on the track through any of these corners now. And you're looking at 2 seconds off, and that was with one good sector as well, so it's all the sectors now going to be bad. You've got another car here in front of us. Yes, I think is that one of the Ferraris? I can't tell. They're just going to try and make me the red. Yeah, they're squeezing off the track. We need to make a bit more contact there. I'm pretty sure that's the 76 Ferrari. Either way, we made a move past them, which is all that matters. But there's an apex there somewhere. Not that my car is interested in taking it, And now then onto lap 17 here, so 3 laps further on. Somehow we've kept it in P5 still. We've got 1 lap and a half of this race left to go, but now we're catching up to another of the C3 cars in the worst place possible. 2002 Ferrari is also breathing down our necks, only about a second or so behind us, and I cannot afford to get held up here by the slow car. We try and stick it here, and somebody parks it on the apex and gets out of the way just in time. That's always another one of the Ferraris I saw that. That's the 79 Ferrari. So the Ferraris for that one at least aren't going for the team tags. I'm pretty sure that's the one that destroyed the Formula 4. And actually now here's the 2002 Ferrari. Of course that makes an easy move past there. The Ferraris aren't going to hold each other up. And now then we've got 1 lap left to go. 1 lap in a corner to try and hold off this F2002. I think we can do it. Although it is going to be pretty touch and go now. As we come now onto the final lap now of the Grand Prix Australia. You can see the screaming V10 there from that 2002 Ferrari. As we come down now into the first few corners. Now down this next straight, it's going to be gaining as well. You see it's reeling us in, it's catching up to us about half a second now, I'll say, the gap between two of us. But now coming, there's like I said before, there's an apex there somewhere, but my car could not be at all interested now in taking any apex here, so we run off the track there. I think we've actually not, probably turn 1, we got around that on the track at least. But I'm pretty sure every other corner through here, we're not going to stay on the track. But now looking up front, this is on the same lap still, as the Brawn rounds the final corner, coming up to the finish line. And the Brawn finally wins a race. It's so long overdue. Should have won Australia, should have won Monaco, could have won Monaco if he didn't get ploughed into by a crash that already happened. And then you got the Red Bull, which comes across the line in second place. The Red Bull, so far behind the Red Bull, is it's the best aero car here. So I don't really know why this wasn't up front and going for the win. And then we're running off the track once again. Thankfully, I hope we haven't got any track extension penalties or anything. So catching up now to the back of the 72 Lotus. We don't need to be on Lotus. Lotus, get out of our way. Thank you so much, Lotus. I know I drove for you in 2015, so thank you for that. Thanks for getting out of my way. But also, the Ferrari gets past as well. I mean, the Ferrari could just go in first gear around the outside. It really, the Lotus goes that slowly. And now then, coming now around the final corner, going to run out wide once again, just about keeping on the curbing. And coming up to the finish line, we finish in P5. Has to be the most hard-fought position in any race, honestly, I think that I've ever done. I had to push this Renault beyond its limits just to even do that, even though it didn't really stay on the track for much of the final few laps. You can see the top 3 celebrating the wins, of course. Actually, there's Arav and Ben. So Arav and Ben, oh no, Arav likes Jensen Button, so I'm pretty sure he'd like the Brawn. Don't really know why Ben's there, really, to be honest. So it'd be second place also for that Red Bull, and third, I don't actually know who came across the line in third. It's between the Williams and the Ferrari. But that could have pretty good championship, possibly championship changing outcomes here, depending on which of those 2 cars is actually the one in front on the podium. Taking a look at the end results, and the Brawn takes the victory, 14.5 seconds clear of the Red Bull, and it is the 2003 Williams that roused off the podium. I have no idea though how they kept ahead of the 2007 Ferrari. We were absolutely nowhere in that race. 50 seconds off of the pace. In the end in 5th place with the 2002 Ferrari in 6th. Then taking honours in C2 would indeed eventually be the 98 McLaren, and its best lap in the end was a second quicker than the Williams. So the Williams really just does not have any race pace whatsoever. The 2008 McLaren recovers to 9th place, and the 96 Williams rounds off the top 10. Then comes the 95 Ferrari in 11th with the 91 McLaren in 12th, and then the 88 MP44 in 13th, and then taking honours in C3 would be the 79 Ferrari, with the 78 Lotus in 15th, the 76 Ferrari in 16th ahead of the 76 McLaren, then the 72 Lotus 3 laps down and is last of the finishers, as both the 82 McLaren and 2004 Ferrari both retired from the race. And finally now moving on to the point standings, and the Red Bull leads with only 2 points clear of the 2003 Williams, and the other 2007 Ferrari in third now at 8 points behind, slowly starting to drop off a bit now, and we're somehow in P4 with 80 points, 5 points clear of the 2008 McLaren, who in turn is 11 points ahead of the 2004 Ferrari, and then comes the lead of C2, which is the 98 McLaren ahead of the 2002 Ferrari, and still the Brawn, which is finally caught up at least to the bottom of C2. And then taking the honours in C3 in 15th place currently is the 79 Ferrari, which is 4 points ahead of the Lotus. So remember to leave a like if you enjoyed this race, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you're new, hit the notification bell so don't miss that on any of my future uploads. Remember to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, they'll be linked down in the description below. Thanks for watching, I'll see you all next time.